Welcome back. This is section 2.2. This is for truth tables of negations, conjunctions, and disjunctions. Before you start this particular segment, I highly recommend you to go over the truth tables provided in the previous video and see when a conjunction is true, when a disjunction is true. Okay? That way it becomes much more easier for us to go ahead and follow. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right in. So here I have, consider the following statements. So I have, let's see, P is greater than, so P is a statement and it says 7 greater than 5, which is true. Let me zoom in. And I have another statement Q where 10 is less than 9. That's false. 10 is not less than 9. But 7 is greater than 5. So every time they give you statements P and Q, you start with the truth values of those statements. Determine the truth value of each of the following statement, P and Q. So I'm going to write down the truth table. P is true and Q is false. True and false. The answer is false. The next one is not P. What was P? My P was true. So not P is false and false. I don't have to think about it. False and false is false. Let's see. P is true and not Q. Q is false. So not Q is true. So true and true is true. The next one is not P or negation P. Negation P is false and negation Q is true. False and true, false. Because it's a conjunction. Remember, conjunction is true only when both of them are true. All right, let's take a look at the next problem. Complete the truth table of the compound statement. And here we have negation of another negation P and not Q. Which of the following would fill out the last column correctly? In order to do that, I like to do step by step, right? So remember what it is, not P, not Q, right? Not Q and not P, not Q. So I have everything in here. Let's start with the first one, true. Let me pick a bigger pen. All right, so P is true, so not P is false, and negation of the negation automatically becomes a true. Q is true, so not Q is false, right? You see how this is working? The next one is true, so not P is false, and negation of this is true. Now let's look at Q. Q is false, so not Q is true. False, negation is true. Negation of negation is false. True, negation false. False, negation is true. Negation of negation is false. False, negation is true. Now here I am only looking at these two. Right? I'm only looking at these. Keep in mind it's a and. Remember, conjunction is true only when both of them are true. So the only place this is true is here. True and false, false, false and false, false, false and true, false, because it's a conjunction. So the last column will be false, true, false, false. Your options might be something like this. I think they might give it to you together like F, T, F, F. Take a look at your options, see what they ask you, and then you can work it from there. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the next problem. And again, if you have any questions, I would highly recommend you all to email me and let me know how you like this process of teaching. Whatever questions or comments you have, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. All right, let's take a look at the next one. Construct the truth table for P and, so it's P and not Q. I am a visual learner, so I like to put everything in front of me. So I have P and Q, I have a not Q, and I have P and not Q. You see how I write it? Step by step. P, Q, there is a not Q in there, so not Q, and then finally P and not Q. So let's go ahead and write the truth table. It's the generic true, true, first one. The last one is false, false, right? And then I have true, false, and then false, true. When I'm taking a test, I would highly recommend you all to write this down on a piece of paper because that's how the generic statements are going to be if you have a two statements. All right? All right. So now let's go ahead and take a look. Not Q. So true, false. False negation, true. True negation, false. False negation, true. And again, remember which two am I looking? False, true, false, true. I'm only looking at P and not Q, right? P and not Q, because remember it's P and not Q. All right. This is and. Remember, conjunction is true only when both of them are true. So I'm going to look and see true and false. And false. True and true, true. False and false. I don't have to think. It's a false. False and true. False. Okay? Conjunction is true when both of them are true. Disjunction is true even if one of them is true. Let's look at the next one here. This one looks a bit tedious, but that's okay. We can get through this one. They're asking me to construct a truth table. Remember what I told you? You always start with your parentheses and then the negation. So I have a P, I have a P, I have a Q, I have a Q, I have a negation Q, I have a negation Q, P and negation Q within parentheses and outside parentheses. You have everything in there so you're not confused. So let's take it from the beginning again. What's the truth table? True, true. The last one is false, false, right? True, false, false, true. Negation Q, true is, negation false, false is, true, true is, false, the negation, false is, true, right? And now what am I looking at? I'm looking at not P, right? These two columns, right? P and not Q. Remember the conjunction, the conjunction is true when both of them are true. It's a and. So true and false. False. True and true. True. False and false. And false. False and true. False. But once I finish the parentheses, now I go to the negation. So I'm looking at the negation here. Negation of false is true. Negation of true is false. Negation of false is true. Negation of false is true. So your final answer, let me change the color. So this is going to be your final answer. Oh, I didn't know I can do that. So this is going to be your final answer. Okay? All right. Now let's take a look at the next problem here. So I randomly picked some problems from your homework and I'm covering almost every kind of problem. When is not P and not Q and not R true? It's and. When is and true? When everything is true. So let's cheat here. So not P has to be true. Not Q has to be true. And not R has to be true. That means if not P is true, that means P is false. Not Q is true, that means Q is false. Not R is true, that means R is false. So this particular statement is true when all of them are false. Okay? All right, let's look at the next one. Let P represent a statement x minus x is 0. That is true. So my P is true. Q represents 4 is a prime number. Since when is that? So Q is false. Let R represent 3 is less than or equal to 7. Yeah, 3 is less than or equal to 7. So R is true. Find the truth value of the given compound statement. P is true, so let me expand it. True and negation of Q. This is false, so negation is true and R is true. True and true and true and true and true. By default, it is true. All right. Always take it slow, one step at a time. Now let's go ahead and take a look at this one. Which of the following tables below is the truth table for the statement? Oh, I hate these ands. Okay. Negation of negation P and negation Q. Remember what I told you? You always finish the parentheses first and then tackle the one outside. So let's go ahead and write this. Again, true, true, right? False, false, true, false, false, true. Excuse me. So negation of P is false, right? Negation is false. True is false. False is true. False is true. Right? Now let's look at Q. Negation of true is false. Negation of false is true. Negation of true is false. Negation of false is true. And now remember this is and between these two. False and false. False. False and true. False. False. Sorry. True and false. False. True and true. True. So it's a conjunction. Conjunction is true only when both of them are true. So both of them are true, the conjunction becomes a true. Rest, it's false. What's the last one? It's the negation of all of these. So negation of false is true. Negation of false is true. Negation of false is true. Negation of true is false. So as you can see, I am taking it step by step and I expect you all to do the same as well. You will take it step by step. Okay? All right. Let's look at the last problem. Let P represent a statement 1 plus 3 is 0. Is 1 plus 3 0? I don't think so. So P is false. Let Q represent a statement 7 is less than or equal to 11. True? Q is true. Now find the truth value of not P. So P is false. Not P is, so we have a lot of space. Let's do it here. Not P and not Q. P is false, so not P is true. And Q is true, so not Q is false. True and false is false. Remember, it's conjunction. True and false is false. I highly, highly, highly recommend having the truth tables that I will be attaching with these videos when you are working out with these problems. That way you can see and you can work them out. All right. Again, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to contact me through email or through Teams. Good luck.